On this week's episode, we begin an ongoing series that is all for the ladies. Women can experience a variety of issues with sleep and sleep disorders that can have a significant impact on their health and well being. We will begin to take a look at these issues and hopefully provide some suggestions for relief. I'm Jay, and this is Somnilopod. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am so happy that you're here with me. I wanted to try to start taking a little more of an in-depth look at some of the specific types of issues that women suffer from. A lot of my audience is of the female persuasion, so hopefully this will strike home for a lot of you. But just before we get things started, throughout this series, if there is anything in particular that you think that we need to address as far as you would like to see for a future episode, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can contact me at j@somnilopod.com. Just send those suggestions. I will incorporate them into future episodes, and we will share some knowledge. Now, one of the things that prompted me to do this, I saw some interesting statistics. You know, I like the statistics. And some of the recent polls from the Sleep Foundation report that up to 46% of women state that they have sleep problems every night. And only 40% of women say that they sleep well almost every night. So that's about 60% that are having some issues. 30% of those women only feel like they've had a good night's sleep a few times per month. That's really something. So I wanted to just sort of take a look at some of those issues that are particular to women and try to shed some light on some of that. I decided to focus first and foremost on something that all of you women are well versed in. It's the menstrual cycle and the effect that it can have on your sleep. Now, just to give us a biology 101, the menstrual cycle is just a natural series of hormonal changes within the female reproductive system, the uterus and the ovaries, that can make pregnancy possible. It is a cyclical event that occurs on average about every 28 days. It can be as short as 21 days for some people or as long as 35 days for some women, but on average about 28 days. And as the body prepares for pregnancy, if that pregnancy does not occur, it then decides to shed the endometrial lining, and that's the period that the menstruation is typically associated with, to show that the pregnancy did not occur. And then the cycle starts all over again. Sounds like a walk in the park to me. Not so fast. Now you have to consider there are huge hormonal changes that are happening within the female body during this period of time. And as we have discussed in many episodes, the hormones affect our mood in our bodies, and our mood can definitely affect our sleep. And that's why 7 in 10 women report that their sleep changes occur typically 3 to 6 days before having their period. And that 7 in 10 women state that their sleep is affected in this way, simply as a part of this normal biological process. Now, in most women, those changes don't tend to be as severe. However, there are some women who suffer from a disorder called premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD, which is similar to premenstrual syndrome, but it causes more severe anxiety and depression for a week to 2 weeks leading up to the period. And if you think that your hormones being out of whack for just a few days before your period, 3 to 6 days, is tough, try it for 2 weeks. And if you consider that, that's half of your time. Because if this is a monthly cycle, 2 weeks out of the month, you're struggling with more severe anxiety and depression. and that can lead to increased instances of insomnia and difficulty sleeping in women, which is another issue that we will tackle in a future episode. Now, how do you know whether or not this is something that is specific to your menstrual cycle, or if you just have a general issue with sleeping or a sleep disorder? Well, experts suggest that you try to keep a sleep journal. There is a very simple sleep journal on the website that you can download. You can add whatever notes in there that you feel would be necessary, but try to keep this for several months just to sort of track your sleep and track your mood as well, and see if there is any correlation between your menstrual cycle and the way you're feeling and the way you're sleeping. If you do find that that is the case, you can talk to your doctor to see if there are some things that they can suggest to help you get through that. One of their recommendations is going to be to adjust your sleep hygiene. We've mentioned sleep hygiene in the past. These are some very simple steps that we can all do, and we should all do, to help maintain good sleep architecture and good sleep posture, for example. So some of those habits will include getting up at the same time every day. It's very difficult to do, even on the weekends, but is one of the best things that you can do to help solidify your sleep cycle. Try to avoid heavy meals in the evening. One suggestion specifically for women, if it is associated with their menstrual cycle, is to try to avoid excessive salt and carbohydrates right around your period, because that can contribute to the feeling of bloating that a lot of women have, as well as some of the abdominal cramps that women feel. Now, if you've had a look at your sleep habits and your sleep hygiene is good, they may recommend that you try some melatonin. Melatonin is a product, an over-the-counter product that you can take to help solidify your sleep cycle. It is not a sleeping pill per se, but it does affect your circadian rhythm. And things that can affect your circadian rhythm would be, for example, associated with your menstrual cycle, you feel excessive fatigue, so you feel like sleeping more. And if you're taking naps, that can affect your nighttime sleep as well. So melatonin may help sort of get you through some of that to help solidify your circadian rhythm. If you're having real difficulty, try reaching out to a sleep coach. There are a number of services available online for sleep coaches. Doesn't necessarily mean something that you have to do this for a long period of time, but they can at least give you some ideas and some exercises to try to get you through each of those specific times throughout the month, to try to help your sleep be a little more consistent and to help you maintain a little bit better quality of life. I hope this information has been interesting for you. I know it's been interesting for me. I'll tell you, I had never heard of the premenstrual dysphoric disorder, and that really sort of threw me for a loop to think that some women are actually suffering half of the month because of this. That's just crazy. Why in the world did Mother Nature do that to you all? Well, when I meet her, I will ask her, and then I'll do a podcast about it. So in the meantime, if you have any questions, as I mentioned earlier, please send those on to me at j@somnilopod.com. And until we talk again, please remember to try to make sleep a priority. Thanks so much.